This is my my freshly painted ESP Vintage 204 base, still in parts. Here's the parts, and I was going to swap a bunch of this stuff out, but it's actually pretty decent gear. Here it is, it's Vintage 204, and had the headstock painted, left the back of it alone. You can see Vietnamese, and I don't know, I'm excited to get this thing back together. So here's the old pick guard. Had that one painted. This is the old one, still has the pots intact. The pots feel fine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap them out for these brand new CTS pots. These are 250K, these are 500K. Give me a brighter sound, which is what I wanted from this bass. And there's also this little POS capacitor in here, and I'm going to replace that with a brand new orange drop. So we'll see what happens next. Got the headstock screwed back together. It's going to look real nice when it's all done. Sometimes you run into problems whenever you take on one of these endeavors. I got these nice brand new CTS pots, and finding out is that right about here where the tone control would go, this thing ain't gonna fit in there. I'm just gonna show you. So yeah, because if you look at the pick guard, it's gonna like that pot goes like right up from that screw hole. So it's gonna sit right here. I don't think it's gonna fit. No, so as I feared, with this CTS pot in here, this thing isn't gonna fit. See, it doesn't make it all the way over there. So now I'm wondering if I can route this out a little bit here to make this pot fit, or just go ahead and put the Alpha 250K pot back in it. I think I'm going to go with the Alpha pot for right now, because I don't feel like screwing up this nice paint job my buddy did for me. So, alright, Captain's log. So, ended up, these are the two new CTS pots, orange drop cap, and then this is the original Alpha pot that was in there. Not exactly sure what that's going to do, because these are both 500K and this one's 250K. Hoping it still brightens it up. So I ended up reusing these blue wires here that were in the original wiring, because these are actually really cool coaxial wires. So each wire is shielded within itself, so the signal chain will be in a shielded cavity with shielded wires. So that's actually, kudos to ESP for even in their Vietnamese LTD model, for using the more expensive wire than just going with a straight ahead single conductor wire. So anywho, on to getting it actually in the guitar now. Wahoo! We are again. I got the pickups installed, control cavity all, pick guard all screwed on there, all nice and neat. Plugged it in and tapped the pickups with a little screwdriver a couple times to make sure the volume knobs worked. And that's probably one of the only times I've ever screwed a guitar together and it worked the first time. Nothing shortened together. So Alright, put a neck and some strings on it and a couple knobs and I'll be in business. Okay, here it is. Looks a little bit different than the old vintage 204. My buddy Hank, he did a great job with the paint. This really nice, and there's like a pearl. It's black with pearl on it. The yellow has pearl on it, and you know, he did the stripes on the back too, and these pinstripes here. I think that's awesome. Painted the headstock up real nice for me. It all looks really good. Okay, so as I explained earlier in the one of those other video thingies, I swapped out these two pots, left this one the same, and put in the orange drop capacitor. And so this is, it has a much, I think, a much different sound now. So you probably want to hear it. Let me turn this So what I was trying to do before was to get a brighter sound, and I think that's what I did. What I noticed is it's taken on a whole different characteristic. I think of it's got that burpy high mid thing going on, and kind of reminiscent of like a Warwick type thing to me. And I dig it. And what's cool is that I get some really interesting tones out of soloing the pickups. So if I solo the P bass pickup with the tone all the way up. Turn this off. That was beautiful. But let's see. So that's with the tone all the way up, and then since I put the orange drop cap in there, and that's also a 1 microfarad cap. I'm sorry, 0.1 microfarad cap. Is that right? I think so. It actually gets darker now than it used to. So. Okay, and then with the now the same thing with this with the jazz pickup. If I solo it with the tone all the way up, and if I turn the tone down, it gets a really, really cool, like 70s jazz fusion vibe thing to it. So, okay, so I wanted to do some pick stuff. I'm not good at it, but I'm going to do it anyway, just so you can kind of get the idea. I have just running the P pickup all the way, the tone about halfway, and that's what it sounds like. Finger. Okay, and then a little bit more of that. Okay. Okay, and then the pick. There's going to be many edits for this because I just sound like crap. All right. So you get the idea about that. Now I put a Tech 21 VT bass here in line for some grit. Here it is, good. I suck. Okay. So, anyway, I think I succeeded in what I was trying to do. I actually put the, in my last video I said I was going to shim the neck up so I could get more adjustment out of the bridge, and I ended up having to do that because I lost the shim that was in there originally. So, actually, the shim that was in there originally was actually, I think, misplaced, like in the guitar. It was laying over in here and should have been laying up here to shim the whole neck back, you know, kind of thing. And so I put a piece of maple in there to shift it back, and then I got plenty of adjustment out of my bridge now. So, anywho, I don't know what to say, but I dig it. It's very cool.